Hello, this is an evaluation of my whole coursework piece for my AS A-level. To start off, in the first few weeks, we did a preliminary task, which was to create a front cover for a school magazine. On my blog, I started off with an introduction and then I made a video. This is a preparation for my video. The video can be found on my blog where we are assessing other magazines, including gossip magazines, music magazines and fashion magazines. We then made plans for our school magazine and to work out the best layout. This is also us making the school magazine. Next on, we got to the actual final magazine product after looking at format research of other school magazines. We took pictures and we came up with this. We looked at the layout and the words and we found a good piece and we got comments from our teachers. I then evaluated my magazine looking at the central image tags, barcodes and social media symbols, details, the fact that it's a winter edition, and the masthead and sub-articles and buzzwords. I then evaluated my evaluation in more detail to assess what I would bring on to my actual piece of music magazine. To start off, when looking at my music magazine, I did format research. This included looking at all types of magazines, but mostly music. I looked at front covers and double page spreads. I decided instead of simply looking at a couple of magazines with the front page, double page spread, I would look at a vast amount with snapshots of little different bits. This you can see throughout my blog. I also took ideas, especially from this one when looking at my contents page, and used things like this bold border on my double page spread. I got some great ideas when looking at things like top tweet, as social media is now so important, as today people comment on magazines to tell magazines what they want, what sort of content they want in them. This gives magazines a better idea and helps them communicate with their audience, finding what they want more. Obviously you can see I've looked at a lot of different format research to get a good idea of what needs to be included in a music magazine. I then did a main market research diagram where I asked questions like what people would like in a music magazine, what type of fonts they would want, favourite colours, focus on one musician or several, and what people feel is key to a music magazine. I got a huge response, especially on my blog and from individuals that I asked. I then made a video. This isn't my video, this is from YouTube, but I felt that it went with what I was trying to communicate to my readers that I was going to include in my magazine and gave them an impression of what genres I was looking at. However, in my responses, I got that they wanted to see Morrissey, as that was included on my mood board. I then put a Morrissey video up to show the readers I was listening to their comments. I feel like taking advice from my comments was great, as they were helpful in picking up things that I missed. This is a mood board on my genre. I've got people like Ed Sheeran, Adele, films involved heavily on indie music, which is what my magazine was about, Morrissey, and then Tudor Cinema Club, City and Colour, Jenny Lewis. It gave the readers a vast amount of ideas of what I was going to put in my magazine. I then looked at my photo shoot for my music magazine. I looked at people like Miley Cyrus and Elizabeth Taylor and her big gold jewellery. I wanted a simple but classy look to show The musicians are often thought of as not really caring about their appearance and just being comfortable, but then they sometimes add a bit of glamour, which is what I wanted with the big jewellery. This is a contact sheet of a photo shoot that I did. I wanted something fun, which is why I used glitter and soft skirts. I wanted plain, that's why I used a leather jacket with a black top and close-ups of her face. I then planned my layout. I did 3 different layouts and then asked readers to comment on what they thought they would like best. I looked at where the cover lines, the buzzwords would go, central image, anchorage text and the masthead. I didn't know whether to go with the standard conventional layout or one that was a bit different to show that I was making up my own inspiration. Here is the replies to my market research from 2 different individuals at very different ages. I then went on to my actual more format research. I started drafting and comparing it to a non-conventional magazine. I liked experimenting, but I thought I was going to be more conventional to get all the key points. This is a draft and was focusing on the layout. I then asked people what titles they thought were best, and I got 13 comments giving me a view of what they thought were best. People thought Top Note was best, as I got quite a few people, although people liked Fusion as well. It was helpful when people gave a lot of comments, as I was able to decide in a good way. I did the same with fonts. I ended up using 2 fonts, Higher Than High and Helvetica CY. As one, they're both cool and edgy and easily readable. This is my first draft of a music magazine. I included everything I felt that was needed. I then went on to look at layouts for my contents page. They are all very similar, but was just moving around different areas that I thought needed looking at. This is my final draft for my front page of my music magazine. I changed the flash to make it stand out more and made the wording bigger to stand out more. I then asked people who looked at my blog which colours they liked best on my magazine, black or pink. My teachers preferred black, it was plain, but actually I decided to keep it with pink as most people commented that it was better, and after I changed other things on it, it blended in well. I then added these little things to show these in bold to show what was on the cover. I wanted to make it obvious that I was including what I said I was. I then had images of my cover star, images that I had taken at concerts. These are all my own images. This was common on contents pages, offering the reader to subscribe. I changed it from subscribe today to subscribe today at topnote.com to show that it was an official magazine. I also changed these colours to blue to go with the front cover. I wanted to make it look like it was a branded magazine. This is all close-ups of my contents page. I then looked at layouts for my double page spread. They're all very simple, as I wanted to keep it focusing on the article and the main images. Here is starting to draft my double page spread. I wanted one big main image with a big space to write. Here I was choosing lots of different images to look at to see if that was better received. In the end, I kept it as one big image, but had a little image here and had this. This was again in my format research, with quick facts about the artist. I again had used the branding logo to show that it was from Top Note to keep it up, and the two colours pink and blue. You can see this in the borders and in the writing. But I used white mainly in this for the writing, as I wanted it to stand out against the grey background. There's also close-ups of of the actual double page spread. In evaluation, having it as a blog definitely helped, as I could get a reaction from possible readers. I felt that also keeping the brand was very important throughout the magazine, which was very helpful with the logo. Thank you.